Outside the window, the night settles like a deep blues velvet cloth, tenderly enveloping the entire town. The rain taps softly against the roof tiles, drop by drop, slow and steady, like an ancient lullaby. I sit by the hearth, holding a warm cup of tea in my hands. The tea's fragrance mingles with the faint, woody scent of the fire, letting thoughts drift unbidden to old moments polished smooth by time. Many years ago, on a summer afternoon, the sunlight was just as gentle, warming the back like a soft embrace. In the courtyard of the county theater troupe, the leaves of the old locust tree rustled in the breeze, the air carrying a faint hint of locust blossoms and the scent of sweat. Uncle Husanyuan crouched by the wall, carefully wiping his beloved drum with an old cotton cloth. The drumhead gleamed softly, his fingers tapping lightly on it, producing a muffled rhythmic dong, dong, much like a heartbeat. It was on that afternoon that he brought in a timid little girl, her hair slightly frizzy, her eyes bright with curiosity and unease at the unfamiliar place. "From now on, you'll be called Yu Cheng-e." His voice was low, yet like a pebble cast into the calm waters of her childhood. From that day on, the Ye in her name seemed to foreshadow the slow changes life was about to bring. Days in the theater troupe were steeped in sweat and repetition. Before dawn, figures were already moving in the practice room. Leg stretches, back bends, vocal exercises. Every movement carried a slight ache in the muscles. She often felt her body was like clay being kneaded again and again, growing softer, then tougher. Sometimes Uncle's involvement brought small challenges, like a sudden slip during practice. But she would steady herself, purse her lips, and make the next move a little more precise. Sweat would trickle into her eyes, stinging, but a quick swipe with her sleeve would clear the world before her. Fortunately, there was always warmth. Teacher Hu Keixiang would sometimes approach without a word, gently straightening her slightly twisted posture, the steady warmth from her palm reassuring. Teacher Milan would hand her a small bowl of warm water after she finished a vocal exercise, saying, "Moisten your throat, don't strain your voice." And those four white-haired old artists, always sitting in the old wooden chairs at the back of the rehearsal hall, like four silent Buddhas. Their eyes, spanning time, would rest on her, occasionally nodding. That acknowledgement warmed her heart more than any applause, like a small, quiet flame burning within. Later she found her own safe haven, a small corner in the attic of the theater storage room. Old costumes and props were piled there, dust floating silently in the light beam from the skylight. She often climbed up there after a day's practice. It was quiet, with only the sound of her own soft breathing and the distant, faint echoes of others practicing vocals, ethereal like the whisper of faraway mountains. She would fold her practice clothes one by one, placing them neatly on a clean old wooden chest. Running her fingers over the rough, familiar texture of the cotton, a sense of grounded peace would well up inside her. Time flows like a quiet river. She was no longer that easily nervous little girl. From a shepherd boy to a fire-tending maid, from a walk-on part to supporting roles, and finally to standing center stage. The light suddenly whooshing on, illuminating every intricate embroidery on her costume. and the light settled in her eyes. The long, seemingly endless hours of practice now transformed into the ease and strength in a turn of the body, a glance on stage. Applause rises like distant tide, warm and surging, then gently receding. Later circumstances changed, and temptations bloomed like wildflowers by the road, each more vibrant than the last. But in her heart there was always a place, the attic filled with old costumes, the drum polished shiny by Uncle, the old artist's gaze that transcended time with its quiet affirmation. Those things were sturdier than applause, more enduring than flowers. She was like a tree with roots deep in the earth. No matter how the wind and rain blew, the branches might sway, but the trunk stood firm on the stage that belonged to her. Now, looking back from a height in life, the mountain-like rises and falls have softened into gentle curves beneath her feet. She suddenly understood that being the lead was never about standing alone under the spotlight. The lead is about passing down, like teacher Huke Shang's hand straightening her posture back then, like the warmth of the bowl of water from teacher Milan, like the quiet, enduring fire in the old artist's eyes. She is the one who carries the torch and will, with gentle resolve, pass this light onward. The crackling of the hearth grows softer and slower. The water in the teacup has cooled. Outside, the rain has stopped without notice, leaving only the occasional drip from the eaves. Tap, tap. The night deepens like a calm lake. Those old stories of perseverance and warmth settle slowly into this tranquility, becoming a peaceful, sleep-ready soil deep within. All right now, let all thoughts drift away, like setting down a neatly folded old costume. Good night.